So, I recently did a poll on my channel asking you guys which brawler I should master next. As you can see from the title, I ended up with Hank, which I was expecting. This torture starts here, 614 trophies and 2022 mastery points. To not make it too easy, I created some challenges for no reason, and the first one is Power 1, rank 25. After the tag push, I expected this one to be even harder. Hank at Power 1 has 5400 health, which is comparable to Power 11 Dynamite or Rico, and deals up to 2100 damage, which is similar to Power 11 Jessie, but the difference is she doesn't have to charge up her attack for 3 seconds. Anyways, the first map I played on was Skull Creek and it went extremely well. I hit 650 trophies very quickly and built up a pretty good win streak. After that I was able to get Silver 1 Mastery and 700 trophies surprisingly very easily. Along the way I was also gifted some wins, which did not happen once when I was pushing that. By the way, from 600 to 700 trophies I was only able to get 1 kill in total, and it was this. There is just no way for me to fight against anyone while being underleveled with a brawler like Hank. To be honest, if I was level 11 it wouldn't be much easier. Showdown is just filled with brawlers with knockbacks and high HP which destroy Hank. And after hitting 700 trophies, games were getting a bit harder. I would see a lot more meta brawlers like Kid, which is extremely annoying. Anyways, I was able to get to 735 trophies without many problems, but after that I started to struggle. I would lose a game, then win, and the cycle would just continue for several games. There were also people who felt the need of spinning after eliminating an underleveled brawler with a hard counter after camping in a bush, which is extremely shameless to say the least. But I still managed to get to 743 trophies, which meant I was 1 game away, and it was pretty fast. I lost. Getting chased by someone 10 levels above you is really fun, and there was a lot I could have done to win this. But after that I hit 744 trophies, and this is how my last game went. I got a pretty good spawn on the right and I rotated to this bush, but as soon as I had to move, 3 people started moving in my direction. To be honest, I thought I would need to queue up for another game, but they didn't attack me. They were kinda my bodyguards, which I couldn't do anything about. For anyone saying that I should just attack them, look at their HP. To kill Fang, I would need to hit him 5 times with a fully charged up bubble, Lily 5 times, and Sam 6 times, considering he gets a stroke and doesn't know how to use his super. For the rest of the game he was just bodyguarding me and carried me to 2nd place. That got me to rank 25 and I gained about 1.2k mastery points from this push, which isn't a lot to be honest. So now I can move on to the next challenge, rank 30. Obviously, the first thing I did was upgrading my Hank to level 11. I went with this build because I heard it's the only usable one. The maps out on this day weren't bad and I went with Laring Phoenix. I was learning some basics with Hank and it was going pretty well. In my first game I got star player and I was starting to see that Hank has a few matchups where he's not actually terrible. I then played 3 more games to end the day and won every single one of them, which got me to exactly 800 trophies and silver 2 mastery. Day 2 started off pretty well. The maps were pretty good and I decided to play Brawl on beach ball. We lost the first game, but after that I was able to win a few games while doing some crazy plays like these. Avian was 1 game away from 850 trophies, but my teammates were just questionable. Anyways, I managed to get to 5k mastery points, and that's when I decided to switch the mode to Gem. The map was Acute Angle. It started off terribly. I lost 3 games in a row. I don't know about you, but I think Gem Grab has the worst randoms in the game. Some people play like they have never touched this video game, and I really don't know why that is. Gem Grab isn't that hard to understand, but I guess it's a bit too much for some people. I was still able to win some games, but I knew that I need to avoid this mode as much as possible. That's when I got an invite to join this team. We played on Out in the Open, so it's not the best map for Hank, but we built an entire strat around him to make him somewhat decent. It was pretty simple: run in a straight line, activate gadget, get healed by Poco and push the enemy team back. It kinda sounds like one of these TikTok strats, but it was working pretty fine until we got to 900 trophies. This when we were getting matched up against these toxic kid comps, which are even less skillful than what we were playing. Hank just doesn't have enough damage to kill a tank that's constantly getting healed, and that's how we dropped below 900 trophies. I was honestly just going to play with randoms, but I suddenly got this message from Apocalypse. Like they say, if you can't beat them, join them, and in this scenario it applied perfectly. We instantly started getting wins, and in no time we were able to get to 950 trophies. We even got to 974 trophies, but then one of my teammates had to leave and we had to look for a replacement. We ended up with this guy. We had a pretty rough start because no wall break makes this map a lot different, plus he didn't want to heal me. But after we figured out the most optimal strategy, we started to pick up some wins and we were 1 game away from rank 30 Hank. We were up against Brock, Grom and Mandy. A very free matchup. The start was very free. Byron was spam healing me while I was pushing them back, but that was until Grom got into our bush and Byron, instead of healing me, just started attacking them. I tried to do a play, but I was quickly hit with reality and I was just simply not built for it. After that, this Byron thumbs down me, but anyways, now we have a kid super, so we could just straight line them, and with the Byron heals we were unkillable. We farmed our supers from the last guy, and the last round was even crazier. Just look at this. After all of this, I'm still full HP, which is just broken. Once they were in spawn, we team wiped them, which finally finished this rank 30 push. After that, I played a few more games in Brawl just to get to 9k mastery points, and that's when I decided to stop playing. So now, for the last challenge, I decided to get 6k mastery points in one day on Hank. I started the next day by checking out the maps, and I was satisfied. We got parallel plays on a hot zone. This map is pretty good for Hank because of this stupid unbreakable wall. But since it's here, I had to use it for my advantage, and it was going pretty well. I wasn't regaining trophies, but I was here only for the mastery points. I still had to carry a lot of games, but that didn't stop me from hitting gold 1 mastery. I also had some nice moments along the way, like this, which is pretty cool. Kinda weird it's only because of my name, but I'm not complaining. After a few more wins, I was one game away from getting a rank 30 with randoms, but we lost. Then I got to 997 trophies and lost again. And then I got to 994 trophies and lost again. I ended up not getting the rank, which would have been painful if I hadn't already pushed it before. Anyways, I ended up going from 9k mastery to 14k mastery in total, which was pretty good, but still 1k away from the mastery cap. As I was about to get off the game, I accidentally queued up for Brawl and got the win, which got me a bit more mastery, ended up with 14,128 points in total. The next day I knew that I couldn't fail to hit the mastery cap, so I went with a different strategy, tilting my trophies. I started the tilt on 965 trophies, and it showed me how terrible of a game mode Showdown really is. I was running into people, and the first thing they did was spin. It's crazy to think about considering it's a solo game mode, but I guess we are playing Brawl Stars, so teaming is just normal according to devs. On the good side, I was able to complete some damage quests along the way by just brainlessly running into people. Also, something weird I discovered is that if you tilt a lot, you get put into bot games until you win. Your trophy count doesn't matter. I'm at 70k trophies, so I think I don't really need to compete against bots, but at least they don't want to team. This whole tilt took me about 40 minutes in total, and I dropped all the way to 498 trophies. So that's when I started to play Brawl on Goalkeeper's Dream. As expected, getting wins was very easy, and I gained 1k mastery points before hitting 650 trophies. Before, I never really understood the point of tilting, but this push made me realize how effective it actually is. I gained another 1k points at 768 trophies, so I still needed 4,000 more to hit the cap. Winning in this trophy range is a bit harder, but luckily this map is very fast. You either win or lose in 30 seconds. Most of the time I was getting carried by a very balanced brawler, Melody. She made this mastery push really fun. I didn't need to do anything apart from just watching the ball move into the net. But obviously you don't always get melodies on your team, and in this scenario you either have to carry or just lose because of people doing this.
He's bloody missed him! What a prat!
Once, I even played against a strategy from a snake tag video below 800 trophies, which is a bit shameless. Also, I don't know if this is a glitch, but I don't think ball is supposed to go in this direction after a bounce like this, but I might be just stupid. Anyways, I still got to gold to mastery without many problems. From this point, I was streaking just above 800 trophies, which give decent mastery points for wins. And after hours of grinding, I was able to get to 20k mastery points, and not long after that to 20,128 mastery points, which meant I successfully hit the cap. All that's left for me is to get myself at least 2 years of therapy. Playing Hank for 6 hours straight is a form of torture which I wouldn't wish for my biggest enemy. Anyways, now all that's left for me is to get 4.7k mastery points, and this whole push would finally be over. So I started off the next day by playing on one of the best Hank maps, Bell's Rock. I didn't play here for long, but I was winning consistently above 800 trophies just with randoms. This was a carry fest. If I couldn't get at least 3 kills in a game, I would just lose trophies. Along the way, I had some crazy plays like these which just show how good Hank can be if played correctly. I got to 21k mastery points, and that's when I decided to switch the mode to Mega Pick. It was very unnecessary as my club had already completed it, but I wanted to try something different, and it turned out to be one of the worst Mega Pick experiences I ever had. Maps in the rotation may not be the worst, but the problem is the modifiers. There is not a single one that improves Hank in any way. I would say they just nerf him. I was able to win some games, but it wasn't really consistent and not fun in the slightest. What's worse is that I had some people win trading in Mega Pick. Yes, you heard that correctly. This crow just decided to spin with enemies and not attack them. I was still able to win 7 out out of 15 games and gained about 500 mastery points, which got me to 21,522 in total. The next day I also wanted to try something different, so I was going Hank only in the Masters. Luckily, this game mode is easier than 800 ladders, so getting wins wasn't even that hard, and for each win you get 100 mastery points, which is pretty insane. Even after going Hank first pick, people wouldn't counter me at all, which is honestly sad for a competitive game mode. I was able to get to 23,952 mastery points in total, and I could just feel the prawn readiness in me. And now, being only 900 mastery points from finishing this misery, I just had to finish it off as soon as possible. Got on the game, I saw that 5v5 Brawl Ball was on, so I tried playing it, but let's just say it didn't go well. Playing it with and against randoms just comes down to which team's Fang does a better play. I wasn't getting lucky with my mates, so I decided to switch to Knockout. The map was New Horizons. I see a lot of people not liking this map, and I kinda agree, but it's not bad for Hank, so I had to play it. And here, I was able to win games very easily while carrying most of the time. I also noticed that people playing Hit on Knockout are really brain dead. Like, why are they jumping onto enemies instead of jumping on teammates? But that didn't stop me from making progress, and I was able to get to one game away from mastering this fat shrimp. So I lost the first game, then lost another one. I was thinking about swapping out the map, but I was just too close to switch it. So I queued up for another game, and I got a Rico and a Piper on my team. They were both really good, and most of the game I was just watching them dominate their matchups. All I was basically doing was dodging this Grey and tanking for my team, which was enough to push the enemies back and win this game very comfortably. So yeah, that's how I got gold free mastery on Hank. All that's left for me is to find a mental health hospital and recover from this push. If you would like to see me have fun with your winner, click this vid to watch that.